LEGO Insiders Days are back. From the 8th to the 17th of July, LEGO are offering free sets, bonus points, and possibly even some discounts. And if you're smart about it, you can stack those offers for some serious value. Let's break it all down. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel with your notifications on, because I'll be sharing the best deals with you as soon as they drop on Tuesday, and you're not going to want to miss out on those. And also, don't forget, you can support the channel by doing your LEGO store shopping through our affiliate link at blockpartyuk.shop, and you still get access to all of the deals we're about to talk about. It's a win-win situation. So, what are LEGO Insiders Days? Think of them like LEGO's version of Amazon's Prime Day. And yeah, it's not a coincidence that they're both happening at the same time. It's very much a counter to that. It's exclusive to LEGO Insiders, and it usually includes free gift with purchase sets, bonus insider points, and sometimes actual discounts on popular or retiring sets. It's going to run from 10 days from the 8th to the 17th of July. And if you're not an insider yet, don't worry, it's free to join, and it's essential if you're going to be buying from LEGO this month. You can sign up for it on the LEGO website, and if you're not sure what you're signing up for, it's basically LEGO's version of the Tesco Club card and gives you access to all of the best deals. Plus, you earn points on your purchases that you can then use for money off of future sets. This year's main freebie during Insiders Days is the African Savanna Diorama, set number 40784. It's 287 pieces, looks great on display, and is part of the same gift with purchase series that gave us the coral reef and rainforest dioramas earlier in the year. And it's yours when you spend over £135 in the UK, $150 in America, other amounts of money in other places. And it's only available while stocks last. So if you want one, don't leave it to the end of this 10-day period. But what about the awesome snail gift with purchase, I hear you all cry? And yeah, that is where things do get a little bit tricky, because the rest of this video is basically going to be 10 minutes of me urging you not to buy anything before Tuesday, when the deals start on both LEGO and Amazon. In fact, I made an Amazon Prime Day video a couple of days ago if you want more info on that promotion. But there is one exception. Or I guess two, but mainly one, and that is the current gifts with purchase, both of which end before Insiders Days starts. So as a reminder, we've currently got the awesome friendly snails, which are free with purchases over £145, and that ends on the 7th of July. And we also have the Ferris wheel, which is free on purchases, I think, over 75, somewhere in that region. Research. That one ends on the 6th of July. So if you really want one or both of those, then you could make an argument for buying now, but considering either of them can be picked up relatively cheaply on eBay already, I'd probably still be inclined to save my money for Tuesday onwards. But I guess if you're looking to make multiple purchases, especially on newer sets that are unlikely to be discounted, then go for it. But be aware that even then you could be missing out on potential double points. And this is where things get a little confusing for a few days, because until Tuesday begins, we don't actually know what deals either LEGO or Amazon are planning on running with. So the best we can do is rampantly speculate and have a look at what they did last year. So for LEGO, during Insiders Days last year, they offered double insider points on all purchases, which is basically 10% cashback off of future sets. It's similar to what they did just a couple of weekends ago. But on top of that, they also offered up to 40% off on selected sets. Some of the highlights included the Star Wars Ghost and Phantom 2, which had around 30% off, the Little Mermaid Clamshell that had 20% off, and the Lego Technic Yamaha MT10, which was reduced to different levels depending on where you were in the world. It was a bit of a weird one. And what you can see from those is they weren't just filler sets. They were licensed themes, large builds, fan favourites. However, the one thing they did have in common was that they were all sets scheduled to retire by the end of the year. So that might be a good starting point for you when you're putting your wish list together for this year's event. And in fact, I made a video a few weeks ago showing you every set due to retire this year, so you can use that as a guide as to what sets might potentially be seeing discounts in a few days' time. It's also worth noting that in last year's summer promotion, it was only the lower and mid-price sets that got the big discounts, with the more expensive stuff like the Loop Coaster and Ninjago City Gardens, and of course the AT-AT that sold out by about 2 minutes past midnight. Those sets didn't go on their big sales until the Black Friday version of Insiders Days, which I anticipate we'll still have again this year. So if you are thinking about grabbing anything soon, it's worth waiting to see if those kind of discounts return. But there is plenty of good stuff in that mid-range retiring this year product line. So feel free to fill the comment section with your own rampant speculation, or even just a wish list of the products that you hope to be able to get a deal on over the next week or so. And also, don't forget that even if the set you want doesn't end up on sale at either Lego or Amazon or any other retailers that might jump on the Lego discount week bandwagon, because I know both Very and John Lewis have already got some decent discounts on, so there might be more companies throwing their hat into the ring for this one yet. But even if the set you want isn't discounted anywhere, then there is still the possibility of a line-wide double points promotion at the Lego store that works out at 10% cashback off of future sets, and is still a great excuse to buy the big set you've been waiting for. So, with all that being said, how should you approach Insiders Days this year? 1. Wait for discounts. If Lego does do a repeat of last year's offers, you're going to want to prioritize those sets that do have the 20 to 40% off discount on them. They're the ones that you want to be aiming for. And once you've gone beyond them, look out for the retiring sets. They're often the ones that do get a discount because Lego want to clear space for the upcoming sets. But also, for a lot of retiring sets, it's going to be one of the last chances ever to get them on a discount before they then start to rise in price after they retire. And also, if double points are confirmed, which remember, they're not yet, we're speculating, but assuming double points are confirmed, that is effectively 10% cashback on your purchase. So you combine that with a discount and a gift with purchase, and you are starting to get a really seriously good deal. I would certainly recommend checking out lego.com, or should I say, blockpartyuk.shop. Takes you to the same place just via our affiliate link. But I'd recommend checking that out daily from the 8th onwards, and I would do my first check as early as possible on the 8th. If you've got the stomach to stay up until midnight on the night of the 7th going into the 8th, that's probably a good time to check both Lego and Amazon for deals. But make sure you're checking daily, particularly check around next weekend, because in addition to there being the main deals, there could often be flash sales, unannounced offers, limited time rewards, and these can just pop up at any time on any day without warning. What you see on the 8th won't necessarily be what you're still seeing on the 17th. Some of the early stuff will sell out and some other stuff will be added. And also make sure you are aware of other sales that are happening at the same time. Amazon's Prime Day is the big obvious one, but there may be others as well. So before you buy anything, I'd recommend doing a quick price comparison on any deals you find. But remember, stock does move fast during these events. So if you see a deal and it ticks all the boxes, I would recommend grabbing it there and then. You can always cancel it or return it later, but once the deal's gone, you lose the opportunity to buy it. And the big ticket items, if there are any, do sell out quickly. Back on Black Friday, they all sold out within a few hours, or in the case of that big metal camel I mentioned before, it sold out within a few minutes. So don't think you're going to get the whole 10 days to make up your mind whether or not you want to buy a set on discount. You're going to need to move fast if the set you want comes in at a price you're happy to pay. And then a couple of final tips. Make sure you're logged into your Lego Insiders account when you shop. It seems like an obvious one, but every time any kind of promotion runs, I get flooded with comments and messages from people saying the deals aren't showing up for them. And it's almost always because they're not logged in. Insiders Days are for Lego Insiders only. So in order to see the deals, you have to be logged into your Insiders account. And incidentally, the same thing goes for Prime Day deals on Amazon. If you're not logged into your Amazon Prime account, you won't be able to see those deals either. So make sure you're logged in, for goodness sake. Also, make sure that any gift with purchase that you're aiming for shows in your basket before you check out. Once your purchase has gone through, it's probably too late to correct any mistakes. This is especially important if you're used to shopping in a bricks and mortar store but decide to go online for this event, because in store they'll usually give you the gift with purchase anyway. If the threshold's £135 and you're spending £134.99, they're probably giving you the gift with purchase. I've had them let me off up to £10 in stores before, but online there is no such luck. You have to meet or exceed that threshold exactly to get the freebies, so make sure they're in your cart before you check out. And if you are placing an order online, it is a good opportunity to spend some of those insider points that you've been saving up. Maybe on that Flying Moon Car Insiders reward that came out on the 1st of July, or the Mario Kart Blue Shell that everyone went bonkers for. It's important to remember you can only redeem those Insiders reward sets as part of other online orders. You can't do an order just for those. So this might be your time to make a move on one of those if you don't order online very often. And finally, don't forget that you can access all of these deals whilst supporting the channel by shopping through blockpartyuk.shop. And keep an eye out on Tuesday for my video highlighting the best deals from Insiders Day and Prime Day. I'll be releasing that video as soon as I've made it, rather than waiting for my usual 5 o'clock release time. So make sure you subscribe with your notifications on so you don't miss it. And if you want even quicker access to the best deals, make sure you're following us on TikTok or Instagram. We're Block Party UK on both of those, or join the Block Party Discord down in the comments down below, where our whole community will be sharing deals as soon as they find them. So, as a very quick summary at the end, LEGO Insiders Days run from July the 8th to the 17th. You've got to spend £135 or more to get the African Savanna Diorama, and make sure you watch for flash discounts, retiring sets and double points. And also make sure you hit a like on this video if you think it's helped. Subscribe to the channel for more LEGO news and shopping tips, and let me know down in the comments what sets you're hoping to grab over the next few days. Thanks for watching, folks.